Hi, this is Tony Park. Today I just want to briefly talk about creating a beautiful, smooth, and even sound from the bottom of the clarinet to the top. I'm going to start out by demonstrating two different ways of playing. Okay, so the second way is obviously much louder than the first one, and that's because what I'm doing is that when I'm playing clarinet, usually I'm thinking E, kind of tongue position. So what I'm doing is that I'm raising the back of my tongue, so that the both sides of the back of the tongue, where it gets kind of bumpy, like right before that, I think, I'm pushing against my molars. So that you can kind of hiss. If you can hiss and get this little spitty sound, that means you got the right velocity of air going on here, because your airway gets smaller from raising the back of your tongue, because just less room for the air to travel. So that makes the air faster, kind of like holding down a water hose. It's flowing at a certain velocity. You squeeze the end of it and then it goes flying. So that's what we want to do with air. So basically the first one, you probably noticed that the intonation is more stable. The sound is not as loud, but it's smoother, it's more consistent. So that's what we want to do. And we can always increase the volume, of course, by just simply pushing, just blowing more air, basically. Okay, so how do we achieve that? What you can do, of course, you can do two things. You can experiment by going basically when you're playing. So that if I take the top note, the top F, so I'm going ya, and then if I speed it up a little bit, yeah. So yeah, that's what we want. We want a smooth, a fast air. Doesn't make no fast air and smooth sound. Okay. Now, one thing that can help when you're playing to achieve that is if you actually tongue every note of the scale. So what that does is that when we tongue on the clarinet, first of all, we tongue near the tip of our tongue to about there, near the tip of the reed. We don't want to go on straight ahead. We don't want to do that. We don't want to go over this way. We want to just kind of go like right there. Okay, and what that does is that when you raise your tongue like that, so it becomes like a spoon shape, and then the back over here is also raised. But if you go like this, that's what you get this. We want more straight ahead kind of legato sound. Okay, so yes, try tonguing the F major scale, tongue every note, and just stay with one sound. Don't drop your tongue in the middle, which would create like this scoopy sound. kind of sighing, or yeah, kind of sound. So basically, tonguing puts the back of your tongue in an ideal ballpark position where your tongue should be, even when you're not tonguing. So if you remember that, and then just play like that when you're not tonguing. And in the beginning, it is counterintuitive because we never really do that very much, especially Americans, because we don't. The way we speak, we don't really use the nasal part of the sound. We kind of let our tongue relax a little bit more. But if you, I find some of my French-speaking friends actually have very good facility in tonguing because they raise their tongue quite a bit. So I don't know if that's I don't know a lot about that, but that seems to be kind of a common thing. Okay,